In today's video, I'm feeding baby budgies every 2 hours. It's a lot of work, but also a lot of love. I'm also building a smaller aviary inside my big aviary, kind of like an aviary within an aviary. And believe it or not, we had an intruder. A wild bird somehow got inside the aviary looking for food. I'll show you how that happened and what I did about it. Plus, I'm doing some work around the big aviary to make sure everything stays safe, clean and beautiful for my birds. Hand feeding budgies is a delicate process and definitely not recommended for inexperienced bird owners. It's very easy to accidentally harm a baby budgie, whether by overfeeding, using food that's too hot, or giving the wrong type of formula. That's why I only use professionally made bird feeding formula from the pet store. It's specifically designed to be safe and nutritious for baby budgies, giving them the best chance to grow up healthy and strong. While feeding today, I noticed something truly heartbreaking: fresh bite marks all over the baby's tiny bodies. It was horrifying to see. Most likely another female budgie entered the nest by mistake. Or maybe even Pippi, despite being a caring mother, simply couldn't manage feeding all the chicks this time. Whatever the reason, I took them out just in time. Thank God. This quick decision might have saved their lives. I'll be keeping a very close eye on them now and making sure they get the care and safety they deserve. I feed them every 4 hours for now. They're not used to me yet, so it's much harder in the beginning. They don't open their beaks right away, and sometimes they turn their heads away. But I stay patient, talk to them gently, and make sure the food is warm and safe. And yes, using a syringe for hand feeding is a total game changer. It's so much easier, creates way less mess, and helps you control exactly how much food the budgies get. I actually got mine from Temu, and honestly it's one of the best buys I've made for bird care. Highly recommended if you're hand feeding little ones. But I still need to check the other babies in the nests. If any of them are hurt or not getting enough food, I will have to start hand feeding them too. Everyone seems fine. Their crops are full and I don't see any injuries. Even Shelly's babies are doing great. They're growing fast and looking strong. It's a big relief to see them all healthy. It's already over 30 degrees Celsius every day now. Luckily it's windy, so staying in the shade feels perfect. Alen is working on another door, a double door system for extra protection. so no birds can escape when we go in or out, and the roof is now fully covered to protect from rain. My original plan was to use mesh, but that would be hard to maintain in winter with all the snow. This way, it's much better, not only for the birds, but also for the steel bars. It keeps everything protected from the weather. It's day 21, and I have to say, I'm not very pleased with how the babies are cooperating during feeding. I expected them to be more eager to eat this morning, but they still seem to be missing their mom. It's normal at this stage, especially in the first few days of hand feeding. They're still adjusting to the change, and I'll keep being patient with them. I'm building a smaller aviary inside the main one, a protected space where the birds can stay safe from wind and rain. This will also be the place for feeding and water stations. I'm basically recycling materials from my old greenhouse to build this new aviary. It's a great way to reuse what I already have and give it a new purpose. Since this aviary is only for spring and summer, it's not protected from the cold and snow, but I'm already thinking about upgrading it. Maybe next year. Now every few hours I need to come back and feed the babies. They're still not calling me when they're hungry, very shy little ones. But they're definitely eating more this time and are a bit more cooperative, though they're still making a big mess. Now I feel more relaxed knowing they're getting enough food, and their recovery from the bite marks is surprisingly fast. In just a few days, they'll be fully covered in feathers. I have a lot of baby budgies now, so it's clear I'll need that big aviary in the garden for this growing flock. Sometimes, I admit, I get lazy and don't close the outer aviary door at night. There's a second door keeping the budgies safe, so it feels like there's no need. But this morning, I got a surprise. From the tiniest gap, a wild bird somehow slipped inside the aviary. She was clearly looking for food and ended up trapping herself. Based on her color and size, she's a female or juvenile black redstart or Phoenicurus ocruros. This wild bird is common here in Sarajevo. It's easy to recognize. Gray-brown body, a sharp beak and a bright orange tail, and I can't hear any wings when flying. They're often seen silently flying around buildings and gardens, always alert and quick. I managed to gently get her out, but just 4 minutes later she was back, this time sitting on the new aviary, trying to find her way in again. Such a strange and curious bird. Someone's already hungry. And it's official. It takes just 3 days for baby budgies to get used to hand feeding. Now, whenever they see me, they start biting my fingers and eagerly waiting for their turn. It makes me a little sad, but also incredibly happy, because without my help, these little ones might not have made it. The injuries on their tiny bodies were likely caused by another female budgie, which can happen when a mother is overwhelmed, unable to feed all her chicks, under stress, or starting to lay eggs again. Sometimes even an intruder tries to take over the nest. And the budget for this aviary is already exceeded. I guess that's what happens when you want everything to look perfect. I've ordered even more things for the aviary. Small details, accessories, upgrades, but that also means it's still not ready for the new birds. I want this place to be safe, comfortable and beautiful. So yes, it's taking more time and more money. But when it's done, it will be worth it. But surprisingly, the whole project so far has cost only 600 euros, just in materials. And I think you'll agree, that's actually pretty cheap for an aviary of this size. Of course, I'm planning to order even more things to make it look even more beautiful. Little touches here and there to create a perfect space for the birds. It's day 24, and feeding is getting tricky. The syringe started deforming because of the heat from the food, and I was having a hard time getting the right amount to feed the babies. But then, on day 25, good news, I found my old syringe from last year. Maybe you remember I had problems feeding cold food back then. This time I realized the issue wasn't the whole syringe. It was just the metal tip. It gets cold really fast. So here's what I do now. Before each feeding, I squeeze out the first bit of food, because that part cools down in the tip. This way, the warm food reaches the babies right away, and they eat much better. And this little one is messier, but also younger than the other. Both of them are blue, just like Peanut. Maybe you've seen some hand feeders push the syringe directly into the crop, but I never do that. First of all, I'm afraid it could hurt the baby. The way I feed them might take more time, but it feels safer and more natural, and most importantly, I can see they're eating well and enjoying it. I woke up very early at 7 in the morning. First, I fed the babies and the budgies. Then I started digging the soil to cover the mesh around the aviary. Just like with my previous aviary, this will blend nicely with the grass and make it much safer for the birds inside. Still waiting for the materials that go inside the aviary. They should arrive in a day or two, and maybe on that same day, the first birds will finally move into their new home. Can't wait. It's day 26, and now they see me as someone who brings food. They get really excited when I arrive. They've already learned how to eat from the syringe without making a mess. No more spilling. And they're even growing new feathers. Their wings are almost fully covered now, and honestly, they all look just like my Peanut. Just when I started thinking everything was going as it should, I noticed something worrying. Other babies from Pipi, their mother, started plucking their feathers too. But the strange thing is, they're all well fed, no injuries, just picking at their feathers. My friend Arnel, who is a certified judge in the Budgerigar exhibition and competition of Bosnia and Herzegovina, explained this to me. He said young budgies sometimes copy what they see, so if they grew up watching this behavior, like feather plucking, they might think it's normal and repeat it when they have chicks one day. It's sad, but it's also a good reminder how important a peaceful and healthy environment is, even for baby budgies. The person called me and said he can't keep Pipi anymore. He asked if I would take her, and of course I said yes. I don't know what kind of conditions she had over there, or even where she was born. Here we go again, teaching new babies how to eat from the syringe. It's always stressful at the beginning. I keep worrying, what if they don't eat enough? What if they starve while trying to adjust to me? But I'll do my best, like always. They deserve a chance to grow up strong and healthy. The next day, it was a little bit easier to feed them. One of the babies started eating from the syringe on its own, which made me really happy. But the other two still needed help, so I gently gave food directly into their crop. It's very important that the food is warm for all of them. Cold food can be dangerous. It can harm their crop and make them sick. But they are good babies. Everything will be fine. I believe in them. Thank you, members, for your amazing support. It means so much to share these moments with you. See you in the next video.